Insulin resistance is one of the most silent yet dangerous health challenges of our time. It affects millions globally, many without even realizing it, and is often the hidden root behind symptoms like fatigue, belly fat, cravings, brain fog, mood swings, high blood pressure, and even fertility issues. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, your cells stop responding properly to this crucial hormone. Before we continue, I'd like to tell you about Diacylon, a powerful blend of 13 natural ingredients, each carefully selected for their proven ability to support healthy blood sugar levels, enhance insulin sensitivity, and promote overall wellness. You can read more on diacylon.com. Insulin's job is to escort glucose, or sugar, from your bloodstream into your cells so it can be used for energy. But when that process becomes inefficient, your body starts producing even more insulin to compensate. Over time, this leads to chronically high insulin and blood sugar levels, which damages your arteries, inflames your tissues, and stresses your organs. Eventually, this can snowball into prediabetes or full-blown type 2 diabetes, a condition that's completely preventable in most cases. Even more alarming, insulin resistance is also linked to conditions like PCOS, Alzheimer's disease, now sometimes called type 3 diabetes, fatty liver, and cardiovascular disease. The real tragedy is that by the time most people are diagnosed, the condition has already been damaging their bodies for years. That's why early, proactive steps, like the one you'll learn about today, are so important. Because the truth is, you don't need to wait for a diagnosis or a prescription. Nature already provides powerful tools that can restore balance in your body. And yes, there really is one simple drink that, when used consistently and correctly, can help your body start healing insulin resistance from the inside out. To truly understand why this drink works, we have to go deeper into the root causes of insulin resistance. Many people think it's only about eating too much sugar, but the reality is far more complex. Yes, excessive refined sugar and carbs are major contributors, but they're part of a bigger picture. When you regularly eat processed foods that spike blood sugar quickly and contain little fiber, your pancreas goes into overdrive to produce insulin. Over time, your cells get tired of responding to that constant insulin signal, so they start tuning it out, much like how people tune out background noise. But it doesn't stop there. Chronic stress plays a massive role by raising cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol tells your liver to release more glucose into your bloodstream, preparing your body for a fight or flight situation, and this further spikes insulin. Then there's sleep, or rather the lack of quality sleep, which disrupts insulin sensitivity overnight. Sedentary lifestyles also mean that excess glucose isn't being burned for energy, so it stays in the blood. Add to that the environmental toxins found in plastics, pesticides, and even skincare, which act as endocrine disruptors and mess with your hormonal balance. The modern lifestyle, in short, is a metabolic disaster waiting to happen. But that's also what makes us so hopeful. Because once you identify the causes, you can take clear, actionable steps to reverse them. And the drink I'm about to show you is one of the most effective tools to help rebalance your system, naturally and affordably. So what is this powerful healing drink? It's a blend of 3 potent, natural ingredients: apple cider vinegar, Ceylon cinnamon, and fresh lemon juice, mixed with filtered water and optionally sweetened with stevia or monk fruit if needed. Don't let the simplicity fool you. These ingredients work at the hormonal and cellular level to support insulin sensitivity, reduce blood sugar spikes, promote fat burning, and reduce systemic inflammation. This isn't a detox fad or weight loss gimmick. It's based on real nutritional biochemistry. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which improves insulin sensitivity and slows down the digestion of carbohydrates. Cinnamon contains active compounds that act like insulin, helping glucose move into your cells more efficiently. And lemon juice, often underestimated, is a powerhouse for liver support and reducing oxidative stress. When you combine them, you get a synergistic effect where each ingredient enhances the effects of the others. The result? More stable blood sugar throughout the day, fewer cravings, more energy, and over time, a restoration of your body's metabolic balance. For those struggling with fatigue, brain fog, or belly fat that just won't go away, even with dieting, this drink can be the missing piece that helps reset your insulin response. Let's break down apple cider vinegar in more depth. This isn't just an old folk remedy, it's a scientifically supported, metabolically active compound. The key ingredient in ACV is acetic acid, and its effects on blood sugar and insulin have been studied extensively. Acetic acid helps to inhibit the enzymes that digest carbohydrates in your gut, meaning that sugars are absorbed more slowly and blood glucose rises more gradually. That's huge for insulin-sensitive individuals. It also increases AMPK, an enzyme often referred to as the metabolic master switch. AMPK promotes fat burning, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces liver fat accumulation, all vital components of metabolic health. Several clinical trials have shown that just 1 to 2 tablespoons of ACV before a meal can lower post-meal blood glucose and insulin levels significantly. One study in people with type 2 diabetes found that vinegar improved insulin sensitivity by up to 34% during a high-carb meal. On top of that, ACV may reduce appetite by influencing satiety hormones like leptin and ghrelin, helping you feel fuller for longer. And because ACV supports healthy gut flora, it also promotes better digestion and nutrient absorption. Just be sure to always use raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother, which contains living enzymes, proteins, and beneficial bacteria. Now let's go deeper into the second ingredient, Ceylon cinnamon. Most people think of cinnamon as just a baking spice, but it's actually one of the most powerful insulin-modulating substances found in nature. Cinnamon contains polyphenols and other bioactive compounds that act directly on insulin receptors in the body, increasing their sensitivity and improving how glucose is transported into cells. This effect mimics the action of insulin itself, which is why cinnamon is often referred to as an insulin mimetic. The result is lower blood sugar levels, even without increasing insulin production. A huge benefit for those whose pancreases are already working overtime. In one 12-week clinical trial, people with type 2 diabetes who took cinnamon daily experienced significantly lower fasting blood sugar and A1C levels, a long-term marker of glucose control. But not all cinnamon is equal. The kind sold in most grocery stores is cassia cinnamon, which contains coumarin, a compound that can be toxic to the liver in high amounts. That's why Ceylon cinnamon, also called true cinnamon, is preferred. It has a sweeter, more delicate taste and a much safer profile for long-term use. Beyond blood sugar, cinnamon also helps lower LDL cholesterol and triglycerides while boosting HDL, the good cholesterol. And its antioxidant properties help reduce inflammation, a key factor in reversing insulin resistance. The third ingredient, fresh lemon juice, might seem simple, but it's a critical piece of the puzzle. Lemons are rich in vitamin C, citric acid, and a host of polyphenols that benefit the liver, digestive tract, and immune system. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant that combats oxidative stress, one of the major underlying causes of insulin resistance. Oxidative stress damages cells and impairs insulin signaling, so reducing it helps restore proper cellular communication. Citric acid improves mineral absorption and can help prevent kidney stones, which are more common in people with insulin issues. But perhaps lemon's biggest benefit in this drink is how it supports liver function. The liver plays a central role in blood sugar regulation, and a sluggish or fatty liver can make insulin resistance worse. Lemon stimulates bile production, which enhances detoxification and digestion. It also contains hesperidin and diosmin, citrus flavonoids shown to improve blood vessel function and reduce inflammation. Plus, lemon helps alkalize the body's pH, even though it's acidic in taste, which some experts believe can support better enzymatic and hormonal function. Finally, lemon brightens the flavor of the drink, making the strong taste of vinegar and cinnamon more enjoyable, so you're more likely to stick with it daily. To make this powerful drink, start by pouring 12 to 16 ounces of warm or room temperature filtered water into a glass or mason jar. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. Next is squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon, which should yield about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Then add 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Start small and work your way up if needed. Stir the mixture thoroughly, or better yet, use a milk frother or mini blender to fully combine the cinnamon, which can otherwise clump. Optional, add a few drops of liquid stevia or monk fruit extract to sweeten it slightly without spiking blood sugar. Drink this once per day, either in the morning on an empty stomach to kickstart your metabolism, or 20 to 30 minutes before your largest meal to blunt the blood sugar spike. Some people even divide it into 2 smaller servings, morning and evening, depending on how their body responds. Over time, this simple habit helps retrain your body's insulin response, stabilize energy levels, and promote fat loss. Just be sure to rinse your mouth afterward or drink through a straw to protect your tooth enamel from the acidity. Now, while this drink is incredibly effective, it's only part of the solution. Think of it as a catalyst, a daily ritual that jumpstarts your metabolic healing. But to get the most benefit, it should be paired with other foundational habits. Reduce refined carbohydrates and sugar wherever possible, especially sugary drinks, white bread, and processed snacks. Eat more fiber-rich foods like leafy greens, legumes, chia seeds, and whole vegetables, which help slow down sugar absorption. Incorporate healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, and nuts, which stabilize blood sugar and promote satiety. Prioritize protein at every meal to prevent blood sugar crashes. Move your body regularly. Even 10 to 15 minutes of walking after meals can dramatically improve insulin sensitivity. And don't underestimate the power of sleep in stress reduction. Meditation, deep breathing, grounding, and good sleep hygiene help lower cortisol and allow insulin to function properly. When you align all these habits together and anchor them around this daily drink, you create the perfect environment for your body to reset its insulin response naturally and sustainably. So how long does it take to see results? Most people begin to feel better within the first 1 to 2 weeks. Increased energy, fewer cravings, more stable moods, and better digestion. Within a month, you may notice looser fitting clothes, reduced bloating, and more clarity in your thinking. If you're tracking your numbers, fasting glucose, post-meal blood sugar, and even triglycerides often start to improve within 4 to 8 weeks. But the real magic happens when you commit for the long term. Reversing insulin resistance isn't about short-term fixes. It's about building a lifestyle where your body can heal and thrive. The good news? This drink is one of the simplest, most sustainable ways to do that. No fancy supplements, no extreme dieting, just a consistent daily practice rooted in nature and science. So there you have it, the truth about insulin resistance, how it silently affects millions of lives, and how one humble drink, made from simple ingredients you likely already have at home, can help reverse its grip from the inside out. But let's pause for a moment and really reflect on what we've covered here, because this isn't just about a trendy health tip or another piece of advice to file away and forget. This is about taking back control of one of the most foundational systems in your body, your metabolic health. When your insulin is balanced, everything works better, your energy is more stable, your mind is clearer, your hunger is easier to manage, and your body naturally begins to let go of excess fat. You're not just improving how you look, you're optimizing how every cell in your body functions. That includes your brain, your heart, your liver, your reproductive system, your immune function, and even your longevity. Try the drink. Commit to it for 30 days. Track how you feel. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Not just so you stay updated, but because your engagement helps this information reach more people who need it. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you tried this drink? Are you dealing with insulin resistance? What changes have you noticed since starting your healing journey?